guys, welcome back. Kakashi Executioner's Blade. So, 3/4 head, hand with sword coming across. So we do the head first, kind of small up here. Might have to zoom in just up here. So we're like above the halfway and zooming. And we'll start with his eyes just across here. Standard Naruto eyes. Diagonal first, and then go across. Then a little spike here in the corner. And there's bottom eyelid line there. And then his iris, like so, just like a circle coming down from the top eyelid. You can thicken up the top eyelid as well if you want. It's usually a bit darker than the rest. And you got that red Sharingan in there, so just like a pupil somewhere in the middle, and then those Sharingan dots just kind of around it. Very difficult to see them, but they are there. Right, so it's like that. Then, so he seems to have a scar now, coming up and down. Right, goes underneath his mask and his headband, and then the eyebrow, frowning quite heavily, just ticks up this way. Goes underneath the headband there, and then his big eyelid line just coming down that way. Be in there as well. We'll go over and do the other eye. You're about eye width, so the width of his eye fits in between both the eyes. You start the next one. So you can roughly fit an eye in here, maybe like a little bit more, depending on how big you do the eye. But you want your proportions to be about eye width, then eye width, and then another eye width. Or less. Bit of wiggle room. Doesn't have to be exact. Top eyelid there. Kind of same as the other side. And then we got a spike. Bottom eyelid line. And then his iris. This is just his black eye or grey, depending on how you feel. It's grey in the picture. And then his eyebrow. No scar on this side, so we just hook it up. Going that way. And then his eyelid. A bit of a frown line there. His mask then, so it just comes up over his nose, down the other side, like that, big wavy line. It's kind of wider on this side because we're kind of in 3/4 pose a little bit. And maybe we'll do a nose line sort of here, maybe like on the mask as well. Like a rough sort of nose line. Then just above the mask we have his spiky sideburn. And then his ear comes out from the sideburn, joins the line for the mask. On this side, his sideburn is just like a V, and then you see the rest of the side of his face. And we just join them together with this headband line. Like so. Details in his ears. So the easiest way to do ear lines is just like a letter J like that. And if you want, you can add a bit more. Don't have to though. Some people just do the J. Side of his head is there. And then his neck and jawline comes down this way. So we can't actually see this side of his face because he has a mask, not a mask, a collar covering this. Right, so that sort of ninja kind of collar that they wear just comes down there. And then the side of the face here comes down that way, meets his chin, and then goes back up behind that. So headband, right, so it goes bumping kind of here and then over the top to about like just above his nose maybe, and then we start seeing hair spikes. And then some out this side. This goes off the top of my page. If you want, if you have more room, you can keep those spikes going the whole way around. Or you can cut your page. You know, if you stop and you have more page, good thing to do is like draw a straight line and just cut the page to meet your picture. And then bumping that way for the headband, and then a little bit more hair just like spiking down behind this thing, and then the tied headband parts. This is actually smaller than Naruto's. Is it always that small? Maybe it is. Yeah, never noticed that. Crazy. And then the metal plate. Curve line there, under the hair, bring it across the front, bring it across the bottom at the front, and then just like little sort of lines just to show that it's kind of raised up. And there's like metal studs in the corner. And then he's got that war symbol, so you can do this. Like you can do this as a single line or like inscribed into the helmet. I'll do the inscribed way, I think, just because I think I can get away with it because it's big enough. So it's like a water drop, and then a little hook, and then there's two more water drops there. That's the bottom half. Then there seems to be another little sort of hook type thing. And then like an X marks the spot or something. Like so. Roughly that's the shape. Now it's kind of calligraphy, so I probably butchered it a bit. But it's not too bad. You can just see a bit of his ear just sticking out the other side of his head there. And then, so we can't see his chest. We can see like the executioner's blade, right? Coming out across the front of his chest. So I guess we better to draw this first. A ruler might be handy actually. Where is my ruler? Sorry, no. Ruler might be handy for the blade itself, like when it goes this way. So it has a grey ridge, say just here, like just under his chin. And then it sort of like bumps around here, down that way, there. Then we just have a straight line that shoots off here. This way, I'd say. Right. And then this ridge there. That way. And then the bottom half of the blade, so it's a like real close up, right? So it gets like longer, wider as it goes. So like you don't want it to be sort of parallel, so you wouldn't do it like it's even all the way down. That would be wrong. You want it to get wider, right, as it goes. And like the more extreme you go, the kind of like more perspective you get, right? So I'm gonna go like there. We're gonna go that way, right? Now there is this curve, so say you wouldn't go the whole way because it has this hole in it, right? It's not like a straight sword. So I'm going to say it starts here. And this kind of hooks around and goes off the bottom of my page. You could hook it around if you have more room and keep going with that line on that direction. Or cut your page, like I said earlier on, if it doesn't fit in. Okay, so we got this kind of thing. And then there is an edge and a rim and all this stuff. Right. So we go again with this. There's like a sharp part to the blade, right? And then it goes round again, down. And there's like a little round part up here as well. Extra some hatching and stuff on all this. Okay, you have to connect it up to his body now, and his hand is kind of here. So the collar, say his ninja collar, meets his shoulder there, and then the collar line just sort of comes down that way. It's got a little line on the top. And then his neck goes down here. And then the collar from the other side. So the collar like wraps around his head. Down in here. Like so. And his shoulders in here. Right, but he's got like the green vest first, and then the blue part of his shoulder comes down sort of this way. And there's kind of an edge to that vest. And then he has a red spiral on his shoulder. And his shoulder on this side goes behind his hand. So we'll see, say like his elbow will go that way. And then his vest kind of like zipper comes down here. Like some fold lines and stuff on the side of his body just there. And then there's a little bit of a box. Like that. And then he's holding it with like one hand here, right? So you got to do like the back of his hand and his knuckles, right? Four knuckles. Come around for his fingers. And into there. So, and then like his thumb sort of like just wraps underneath here like that, right? Then we can see like a bit of his shoulder, and his arm sort of hanging down back there somewhere, so we can just see his body. And then we got to do, okay, so there's like the pipe, right, goes all the way back here, but it's done in like 3 different sections. So say we're going to go back to like that. So we want to go, and we want it to get skinnier as it goes back. Right? There's a gap, right, in each of these. It's not like perfect. Okay, and then carve it around. And then there's like another sort of pipe inside. so. And there's lines on the inner ones, textures, like so. Okay, Kakashi, Executioner's Blade. I was looking for like a cool image with it on his back, you know, the way it like it's normally carried, but there was only like a statue. I couldn't find it in the manga either. I don't know if this, maybe this isn't canon, I'm not sure. Anyway, hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.